what it takes to be a man, in my perspective, is being an adult male is what it takes to be a man. And to be an adult male, there's a certain connotation that I am familiar with of being upright, taking care of yourself the right way. And here's where I apply the knowledge, wisdom of don't start any trouble and there won't be any trouble. Because if you're out causing a ruckus every day, where I'm from, it'll get knocked to the ground, which is Kansas. Someone will just rock you. Or you'll get in trouble with the law. And either way, that's not something that an adult wants to have happen to them. So it's just a matter of being an adult male. Being upright. Being up on your feet the right way. And a man, in my perception, in my perspective, takes a stand. There's also a saying. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And it's like the Bible said. Build your house on the sand, watch the storm come, and you get washed away. And I think the Bible, when it says build your house on a rock, it's talking about believe in the invisible God. Rest on the wisdom from the Bible, and nothing will persuade you, nothing will get that deep to your beliefs. And you'll have people, cynical people, critical people, come into your life when you offer your testimony and you boast in the Lord. And these people will come up, oh yeah, if he's invisible, how do you know he's there? He's not, see? It's just a make-believe pretend guy. And you built your house on the rock. And you say, no, I understand the truth. I understand the wisdom that's greater than your decision to criticize me today. Is that you don't need to judge me, and I don't need to judge you. And if I don't start any trouble, there won't be any trouble. You started trouble. And if you're like me, now he's in trouble. Now there's trouble because, correction. It's time for me to correct. And there are Bible passages, I'm a man of God. I try to be a man of God. That's my heart, is be a man of God. And there are Bible passages, Psalm 18, 38 to 42, I think it is, where it says, you girded me with strength for war. You ground my enemies at my feet. They turned to dust, and I cast them into the wind or the streets. Something like this is a man of valor will stand up for himself, and if he stands on his own 2 feet as a man in the world but not of the world, he can, as Paul had done, correct a people. Paul, when he first got arrested, he stood up to the crowd and he used his words to address what was appropriate and what was right and what was correct about the conflict he was in, and he stood for what was right, and he stood against the crowd. Friedrich Nietzsche is also a philosophy that I apply to my life, and he's got this saying, this little philosophical statement of something along the lines of to overcome the tribe, to separate yourself from the tribe, you will struggle and be lonely often. But there is no greater price to pay there is no price too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself. It's better to be a man that stands on his own than be this little flimsy, floppy little thing. Flimsy, floppy little thing of just, oh, I just do what everyone else does. Haha, I'm popular. And then it's time for him to be something, be someone, so he doesn't get, just overwhelmed by everyone hates Donald Trump now. We have to. Everyone's jumping off a bridge now. We have to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to hate a man just to hate a man because everyone else is doing it. I don't want to incorporate hate into my life. And in my perception of being a man along these lines, I will stand on, what I stand on is I think abortion is at the very least, presented in the wrong light. It's just, we have to do it. We have to be bitter. We have to be bitter and kill our baby. And then we have to be right. That's not it. That's not a good argument. And my argument is, if you want to do what's right, you have to know, you have to have a frame of reference, a context of what is the right thing in this situation, and I just don't believe there's enough of that awareness, to say the very least, to not offend anyone, to get my idea out there, to stand on my own. I'll make a stand here, is that abortion is in the wrong light. It is. And now I've made a statement, and now I'm standing on my own 2 feet. That's what I believe. That's what I know in my heart. And, being a man goes this way. You have to have a capacity to stand for what you believe in, to stand for things in your life. And, that's my perception of what it means to be a man.